Hi, welcome to freeballetclasses.com. So we're talking sword these days, and one of the things I want to go over with you today as we're learning sword is how do you hold your veil, what am I talking about? Sword, we're on a different prop today. How do you hold your sword when you come on stage? Because let's face it, one of the most exciting moments actually of sword dancing is the moment that you walk on stage or you start your performance, whatever it is, with the sword, because everybody's like, oh, wow, oh my God, you know, because it's something that definitely is exciting to most people and has that element of danger, excitement, something new. So it's exciting, and so the entrance is definitely by far one of the most exciting points and highlights of your dance with the sword. So let's make sure we make the best of it. So how do you do that? How do you walk with it? It's always tricky because it all is going to depend obviously on the location where you're at. Are you on an actual stage that has like maybe two entrances, or are you on are you dancing at a wedding, or you know, you never know. It's all going to be different, right? So I'm going to give you like different ways to walk on or start your dance performance with that could work with different you know, locations, different settings, different occasions, and so on. Okay, so one of the ones I think is the absolute simplest if you're really scared of sword, which you shouldn't be, first of all, if you want to do the sword dance, because if you want to do the sword dance, you better be brave. It's one of those props that everything could go wrong anytime, any second, has nothing to do with you. Okay, so you want to be ready for the worst all the time. So one of the easiest ones is basically just going to hold it like this. Okay, and by the way, I showed you in another video how or where exactly do you decide which point you hold with the other hand, so make sure you check out that video. But for right now, we're just gonna say we're gonna hold it like this, and then kind of walk with it like that. So like say you're entering the stage, just kind of like this, just keep it, and I would advise you to keep it either above your head, like this, as you're walking with it, which is really beautiful and elegant as you walk and enter the stage, or you keep it below your chin. Point is, you want to make sure you see your face. It's key, okay? Because there's nothing wrong worse than this. Unless you want to really be like mysterious about it and kind of hold it right below your eyes, which is still very cute and exciting and very sexy. So if you want to do that, go for it. But other than that, don't hide your face. I'm just going to block, like, okay, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Oh my God, I'm so scared of this thing. So don't do that, okay? So that's one way. Just basically keep it, hold it with both hands, either below or above your head. A second thing, or second way to walk on stage is to actually hold your sword on your shoulder. So rest, again, the other balance points, which I told you in another video, how to find that point, that balance point with the other hand, right here on your shoulder, and then hold it with the same hand. So like if you have it rested on your left shoulder, make sure you hold it with your left hand, because you know that crossing thing is not really pretty. So just hold it like that and then walk. You know, just kind of give me a little hips, a little sways, a little something, you know, before your performance starts. And then you reach on with the other hand, and then you show it off. Okay, and then you start your dancing from that. So that's one way, hold it on the shoulder. Another way you can do it is actually by holding it, by locking it on your elbow. So hold it always with the right hand, which is your strong hand, and then the other balance point will be like right here, rested on your elbow. So like this, and then you bring the other hand right here, the left hand. So my strong hand is my right. I'm going to hold it with my right. I'm going to rest the other side on my left elbow, and then with my left hand I'm going to kind of like hold it like this. It's almost like holding a bouquet of flowers. That's how I would call it. Okay, like when you hold a bouquet of flowers, someone give it to you, you're like, oh, it's so cute, and you hold it like that. You know, kind of like that, right? So you hold it like this nice little bouquet of flower, and then you walk with it. So that's another way you can walk. It's like you're holding this delicate, sensual, dangerous thing, you know, and then maybe you can push it with the elbow up and then bam, let's start this dance, you know? So that's another one. Let's see, what other ways can you walk on stage with your sword with? So I said you can do it above or below, you can put it on your shoulder, you can rest it on your elbow. You can also do this thing where like you bring it behind your hand, so like this, hold it with the right hand if that's your strong hand. You hold it right before your hand. And then you can either lock it just by leaving it in the back of your, right behind your back like this, and you can walk like that. You know, dance it, and then bam, and then you open. Or you can keep it behind you, but still use your elbows to block it. You know, like that. It has a little like sexiness about it, you know, when you do that, and then you do a little dance in the beginning before you open. The one thing I don't like about it is that personally, I think it kind of kills the element of danger, because you're blocking it on the side that's supposed to be the sharp side, you know, this one. So it's like, everybody now knows that that's not a sharp sword. And, you know, I think one of the most exciting parts about the sword dance is that people realize, oh my God, it's a sword, you know, it's dangerous, she's going to cut herself. So that's kind of part of the excitement, so you're kind of killing it by entering that way. So, but it's actually cute. So, like, I think if you're dancing for an audience that knows that it's not a dangerous sword, you know, like a bunch of belly dancers, it's a cute way to enter. But if you're dancing for an audience that doesn't know anything about belly dancing, not quite a cute way to enter. Okay, it kills like everything that they are excited about, which is the danger part, and then you just kill it for them. Okay, so but that's a cute way actually to walk if you're performing for a bunch of belly dancers. Let's see, what other ways will be exciting? Oh yeah, you can actually do this, like bring it right in front of your face, like this. Well, right not actually in front of your face. That's one thing I want to tell you about this move, is that you never bring it in front of your face like this, like or it's blocking the view. You always want to make sure you kind of bring it down and kind of look right above it. But be very careful. The problem with this, doing this, okay, this is right here is exciting, where you kind of like look right above the sword and do your exciting moves below, right? But the thing with it is because there's so much of this sword weight is above, you know, it bounces very quickly. Therefore, it can easily go back and forth like this, so it can easily hit you. Why am I telling you this? Well, because it happened to me. You know, the best lessons we learn are from experience, right? So it happened to me before, where I was like just trying to be doing all this exciting thing, and then it's hard to control because you're holding it down, you're trying to be stable as much as you can, but the fact is all the weight is above, and if all the weight is on one side, that is always the hardest weight to control. I'm not just talking about above like this, but I mean it could be even on one side. If you're holding a sword like this for the longest time, eventually things like this are going to happen because all the weight is on one side. So obviously that weight is going to shift, and it's going to move, and it's going to tilt, and your arm is going to give up. So that's kind of what happened to me, and it was just like boom, like straight to my face. How stupid does that look, right? It's pretty bad. So anyways, don't do that, and be very careful. And if you want to do that, really do it with awareness that that kind of stuff is going to happen. The other thing that I advise you to do to kind of control this motion is, if you really want to hold the veil like this, instead of holding it just from the handle like this, I would advise you to go down a little bit lower and actually use these two fingers right here and actually do this, hold it like this with the two fingers. I hope I'm showing you this the right way. So you guys go down, this is my sword, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna lock my two fingers, you know, this one, I don't know what you call it, but this one is my thumb. Go down like this, hold it there, and then use the rest of your finger. The reason we do this is because it really keeps the sword in place better. That way you can use these fingers easily to control. But if you have all your fingers underneath, you know, this weight really moves very quickly. So be very careful about that. Slide these fingers down, lock it right here, then use the rest of the fingers, and then bring your sword down if you want to, or in front of you in general. Every time you want to hold your sword like this straight up, I advise you to slide these fingers down first, these two fingers, then lock, then hold. Because this really does hold it better in place. The number one reason this happens is because, as I said, again, I'll repeat it one more time, these two fingers really work as a balancing finger. So when the sword tries to shift this way, you're locking it with this finger, you know, and when it starts to shift back this way, you're locking it with your thumb. So therefore, you're keeping it in place the entire time. So just a little tip I learned from making, obviously, a lot of mistakes. I'm punching myself in the face. So I'm sharing it with you so you don't make the same mistake. So, but anyways, back again to the same thing we were talking about. These are kind of my favorite ways. I'm pretty sure you guys can invent any way you want to come out on stage, but these tend to be the most common and beautiful and pretty and kind of like exciting and build up the excitement of the audience as well as far as coming on stage. So again, you can either hold it up like this or like this right below your chin. Just remember, you want to be able to see your face. You can actually hold it on the shoulder, but as I said, it's better to actually hold it with the same hand than as the shoulder instead of the opposite hand because it blocks your face. You can also hold it like this like a bouquet of flowers. And you can hold it behind you and just kind of travel with it. Or you can hold it behind you, but then bring it to the side a little bit more and lock it with the other hand to the side as you walk in. Or, as I said, you can also do this where you bring it right in front of your face, but be very careful of losing balance easily from the top part because it's the heavy part. So that was my review for you guys of the different ways you can come out on stage or start your performance with the sword. So hopefully that helps you. I will see you next time. Make sure you check out our website, which is freebellydanceclasses.com, for more videos on how to do different fun technique moves and combos with the sword. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.